Alright, it's a long day. It's the same day. It's just a couple hours later. I'm going to put the link in the description for the previous video. This was a timing chain problem. This car got 160 something thousand miles. Extremely neglected. Kind of regretting it. But luckily it's easy to service. So in the previous video we replaced the timing chain. I tore it down twice because the car ran like pure crap with the new components on there. Took it down, tested, not tested, but took everything back off on the timing. Inspected, ensured my timing marks was right, put it back together, put a new gear on there. I'll put the link in the description for the other video. You can see that. But long story short, I test drive everything that I repair, and the deadline for this car to be done is Sunday. So today is Friday night, well Saturday morning. It's 12 o'clock in the morning, about 1 a.m. And I took the car on test drive to the gym. Everything was okay because the car fretted itself. Started acting stupid again. When I cranked the car up, well, when I pulled to the gym, it started rattling a little bit. Like, what the fuck? When I left the gym, the oil light was on. It stayed on. Checked the oil level. It was fine. Made it back. Gosh, I got lucky. And parked it. And so I just pulled in the garage, and here I am now. So I'm like, okay, I changed the oil filter. What if I got a defective oil filter? Something real quick. Changed that. Didn't fix it. Oil light still on. So let me show you what I found out. I pulled the oil pan down, and as let me show you. Even like in the last video, this was the sludge that was in part of the valve cover that I pulled out. It looked like charcoal. I pulled this stuff out of it. Cleaned everything up real good. Let me show that to the customer. And yeah, this is what we got. The car runs worse with new stuff. Crazy. Alright, let me show you what I got. I pulled the oil pan down. Here's what's in the oil pan. Might not be that clear, but let me show you up here. This is the bottom end. This is more sludge. And I got lucky because the oil light, this should explain why the oil light's on. The screen is clogged up really bad with sludge. So we're gonna pull this screen off. I'm probably, oh gosh, gosh, because I don't know what I want to do. We'll pull the screen down and inspect this. We'll get a better look at it, and I'll probably pick everything that I can off of here. But this, yeah, me and her, we're gonna have to work something out. Put it that way. Well, their husband's car, so I'm gonna talk about that. Let me go ahead and get this pickup cleaned up and see if this resolved our oil light, and I'll update from there. It's horrible. I've never seen a car this bad before with sludge. I've never, but I'm glad that this is the case. Oh gosh, because my biggest concern was like, man, the oil pump failed. That was a nice crazy chunk right there. Wow. I'm about to clean the oil pan out anyway. Damn, that's all I was trying to find the bolt. There's the bolt right there. Wow. I just honestly thought sludge was played out because of just the quality of oils now, but this is, I was wrong. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen sludge like this since the early 2000s, since they did the Cash for Clunkers thing. I'm just glad this is accessible. Take this pickup tube out. It's crazy. Look at there. It's bad. It is heavy. Like the oil's not even, yeah, some of it's coming out. So if I flip it upside down though, the oil comes right on out. It's just that restricted. Let me see if I can collect it on a paper towel. So I got some of it out here. This is what was in there. And some metal shavings. There's more. I hope this isn't bearing. This looked like some type of aluminum. I don't know what in the world that is. Is it a foil? Oh man. It might be like a thrush bearing or something. Alright, so what I did, I just cut a hole in it just to open it up. I know it's probably unorthodox, but at least it gets more volume and it don't have to go through a small orifice. It's clean back there, so it'll have a lot more room to suck up the oil. That little port didn't do anything as far as suction because the sump here needs to sit at the bottom of the oil pan. And the oil is going to fill up above this pickup tube here. So this sits at the very base. So it doesn't matter how big that orifice is. I just wanted to open up so that screen will have more exposure, and it'll be able to pick up more volume. So I'm going to clean what I can. Just a decent job. But it's, like I said, this car got a lot of miles on it. And I don't expect to last too much longer. But my biggest concern was this metal here. Like, what in the world is this? I'll see if there's, hopefully that's timing chain. I mean, I don't think it. I think it's barren. I'm just in denial. Let me get everything cleaned up just a little bit, at least like 30%, and get the oil pan cleaned up and get everything installed in reverse order. So here's the oil pan. When I tell you it's at the bottom, it's everywhere. I'm not gonna be able to get all this stuff out. I know I cleaned some of it off from the engine block and it got in here, but this stuff is caked in there. And all this right here, that's caked in there. All this on the wall. In there. I'm gonna I don't know, man. This is just technically the oil pan need to be replaced. I mean, I don't know if I can let Purple Power soak in here, and I'm not sure if it'll loosen up, but I'm definitely gonna put some brake clean in there, and maybe that'll help free up some of this, and probably can do like a basic clean with the Purple Power first, and then put the brake cleaner in there, let it do its thing. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I caught myself doing a half-ass job, but it came out pretty well. Took a flathead first, went around it, get the larger chunks out. Took some purple power, poured it in there to break down the oil. Mixed it with water to just lift that oil up and the loose sludge buildup and flush it out. Then I took a brush with some more purple power, went around it, flushed it again. Took some brake cleaner, and the brake cleaner did pretty well as far as breaking down that sludge. So, yay O'Reilly's, all right. I half-ass clean it with the wire brush. I'm just rushing through this because it's late, and I need to know if this damn thing's going to work, which I'm pretty confident it is, on account of how bad it was. So we got the volume by increasing the pickup. Open that up. So we got that. Then we got the sludge buildup. So I think we're okay. I got what I could out the block, and let's just put this back in there, start up, and see if that rattle will stop immediately. Make sure I don't forget my gasket. That will be very depressing. So we got that go there. So this is like a modified oil pickup tube now. So if you're trying to get additional horsepower, you know, take a Dremel, open up the housing so you'll expose more of the screen. And now you have a high volume oil pump or high volume pickup. Torque spec is snug. Alright, I'm not going to get the oil pan, putting that in there because it's cut and dry. You glue it on the pan and you stick it up there and you just put the fasteners in there. So I need to do that and pay attention to it so I won't mess anything up. Yeah, so the oil is full. The filter is going to have a hell of a job right now, filtering whatever is left in there. Oh shit, why did I do that? Let's see what happens. Alright, so it's running like crap again, but that's probably simply because the code manifested. I'm going to let it do its thing from before and balance out, test drive it, and let the code, let the car satisfy itself. So let me get this knocked out. Oh yeah, so the oil light's off. That stopped flashing. We heard the rattle stop, so that's a good indication that we got good circulation. We got pressure. Alright, so I got the car running. Everything's working fine. I just kept going to the scan tool, clearing the code to activate that solenoid. What happens once it detects the fault, or there's some cam crank correlation, that fault code, the P0016 manifests, and it deactivates this oil control valve here, and that oil control valve needs to operate to adjust the cam. In my situation, I'm thinking that's what had happened, but like I said, I kept clearing the code, and it eventually, once I shut it down, cleared the code and started back up, it started working fine. I just needed to work momentarily, I guess, to get the oil flow because of, I guess, the sludge situation, and there's a potential delay. This is my conjecture, to a degree of conjecture, but we do have sludge buildup. Now, on its idle state, this solenoid is, I want to say is active because we do have voltage going to it to retard the timing, and I got a test light. I'm gonna show you that. But once the engine revs up, you would see that the test light will dim, so it takes the pulse width modulated signal is diminished, so it goes more into an off state to advance the timing, if that makes sense. So the power supply while idle is retarded. So the cam is retarded when it's at idle, and then it advances by turning off the solenoid. So let me get that hooked up and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so I got my test light here. I'm gonna rev it up and you'll see the light dim partially. So this is more like at a fully retarded state because it's idle. So let me rev it up and it should dim. Now I'll let off of it. It should start. It should light up fully. There you go. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the signal probably interrupted and that's why I was acting a little stupid. But I guess it's going through its testing phase or whatever. It's a pulse width modulated signal right there. All right, I'm gonna, if anything else happened, I'll just update anything in the description. But other than that, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm just like over this freaking car because I need to meet a deadline by Sunday so they can pick this car up. I'm like over it. This should be fine. We fixed the oil light. We saw the sludge build up. We opened the tube. We cleaned some of the build up. Opened the tube up. It's sucking oil like it's supposed to. It's running like it's supposed to. No oil light, most importantly. And hopefully, you know, whatever happened with this car months down the line, I just don't care. I'm over it. But other than that, hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, how to reassurance my work. See you next one.